Bill McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game, marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place with AI and a clever spin. Join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
Hey there, it's Bill McIntosh, and this is the show. So I'm your host, and this show is all about how you as an entrepreneur can build new businesses, make big old piles of money, or if you've got an existing business that you'd like to grow, it's all about how to build, grow, and scale as an entrepreneur using modern AI strategies, digital marketing, and persuasion tactics to make as much money as possible in today's modern age. So that's what the show's about. And by the way, we are here live at the moment, and we have subscriber-only chat turned on. So if you would like to chat with me, which we're going to be doing open chat and open Q&A, you want to be able to ask questions, get additional help, or you just want to say hi, just subscribe to the channel. You'll see down below a little red button that you can subscribe. I think there's a slight delay before the chat activates for you, but we will be doing open Q&A in just a little bit. Because after we deliver content, and I've got some amazing content today, let me tell you, it is deep. It'll all make sense soon. But anyway, very interesting, deep content that's going to be designed to help you make a bunch of money. So today we'll be talking about how to use a brand new AI tool that will do lots and lots of research for you. It will do it deeply, and it will help you, number one, get your business started. And then number two, will help you get people to come to your website and throw money at you. So I like the sound of that myself, but that's what today's training is all about. So I'll be showing you this brand new tool, and courtesy of the channel's very own producer, Nick. He'll be joining me in just a few minutes as well. He'll be helping out with we're going to be doing a live demonstration. So I've got my content prepared. I'll be doing some step-by-step training. I'll show you the new tool, how it works. We'll show you an example of having run it and walk through all the prompts and everything. So that's coming up next. And if you'd like to engage with us and ask questions during that, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. You'll see that red subscribe button down below. And before we get started, I do want to check in with the chat and want to encourage everyone to give me a big warm hello in the chat and let me know where in the world are you. So check in and give me a hello, hi, a howdy, whatever you want to greet me with, and let me know where in the world you are, and then we will kick off the content for today's show. And let's see here. We got Tim. Hey, Tim. Tim's a regular, an old timer. Welcome, Tim, from Indiana. I see Birdie. I see Bo. Let's see, Bo is over in Sweden. Pete from Sheffield. We got Thrive with Grace in New Jersey. Tammy is in California. Let's see, we got Puerto Pensaco in Mexico. I probably butchered that one. Welcome, Clay. Hello, Kurt from LA. Jamie in New Jersey. And we got Rizard. Welcome, Rizard in Warren, Michigan. Kay Wynn in Alabama. And so I'm used to like a really international audience. But today we do have a lot of Americans here, which is fine. I love my fellow Americans, but normally I'm used to a lot of international viewers. But that's cool. I'll welcome all the Americans. Got a few of you international people out there. Either that or you're all being shy in the chat. And then last little thing I'll check in with you before we get into today's content is who here is new? Are you new to our live broadcast? We do this every Wednesday. If you're new, say I'm new in the chat. Let me do a check-in and see who's here that is new with us in the chat. Just give me an I'm new, pop that right into the chat panel and let me know. And I always like to see who the new viewers are of the channel. And we come and do this every single Wednesday. In the format of our show, we come in, we deliver at least one segment of training. So I'm going to always show you, it's usually a how-to training where I'll introduce either a new tool or a new technique or something that you can use to either start your business or grow your business. It'll be on one of those things. And often we're showing new AI tools, new things that are being released, and we'll show you how to use them and the different tricks and tips that you can do to get the maximum amount of profit and growth from using those tools. And today is no exception. We have a really powerful one today I'll be showing you how to use. And let's see here. Okay, got a few newbies. Tonio, sorry if I mispronounced that. Clay is new. Blake says he's been here since the dinosaurs roamed the planet. Yeah, me too. And Charles is new. Okay, fantastic. All right. Thank you for chiming in and letting me know that. And I welcome you to the show. And of course, we will be here next Wednesday and then the Wednesday after that and so forth and so on. So we're always here. And then on the channel, we also release training in video format. We do that usually once, sometimes twice a week. We'll drop additional training on the channel here as it comes out and as we release it. And so there we go. That is the topic for today. And producer Nick, are you out there?
Yeah. Hey, I am.
There he is. Welcome, producer Nick. Yeah. So everybody, all the old timers know Nick, and Nick helps with the show. He's the one, quite frankly, that makes this entire channel possible. So he runs the content team that helps me do this show. Then that takes the training that I do from this show, they edit it up and make it really useful and distribute it in different places. Sometimes it might show up in courses. Sometimes it might show up on social media. And he's the one who helps me make all of that stuff happen. Because I'm very busy running our businesses. So Nick takes care of all of the content duties of the business. And man, we've been growing like crazy. So in fact, by the end of the year, this business might become the fastest growing, most profitable business I have ever started. Our current push button AI business unit that we have started. So, and I can thank a lot of that is courtesy of what Nick has been doing here with the channel. So thank you for that. Okay, cool. Oh, we have some Nick fans in the house as well. So, so you got a fan club.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Love it.
Yeah, which is cool. So, and which is something I want to talk about too. I know you've gone through a little bit of a process, I guess we'll say, of being comfortable. I know you didn't want to come on camera for quite a while. And then I kind of coaxed you out on camera a little bit. You've been doing it more and more. And I've noticed, it seems at least from this side, you're getting more and more comfortable. And so I want to get your perspective for our entrepreneurs that maybe are feeling a little bit held back or shy about wanting to be the face of their brand, and want to actually do content. And maybe they want to do content marketing, but maybe they're a little anxious about being that face. Can you tell us a little bit about what this has been like for you?
Yeah, well, I naturally, I'm kind of like kind of a shy, introverted person. And so, going out on camera and talking to people, can be a little nerve-wracking sometimes. But if I realized like a year ago, in terms of getting more comfortable doing things or adopting new skills, you can apply the concepts of weightlifting in the gym to this kind of stuff. You can basically take the basic foundational concepts to the gym and apply them to whatever you want to do. And what I mean by that is you just have to get the reps in. If you're brand new to the gym and you pick up an exercise, you're going to suck, right? You're going to be curling 10-pound dumbbells and you're going to feel like you're not getting anywhere. But maybe the next time you're doing 12.5s and then 15s and you progressively overload and you do it a few times, you get your reps in, you get your frequency in. And then at some point, and you don't even realize when you got comfortable doing it, but at some point you're curling 30s and 40s and you feel comfortable doing what you're doing. And I apply that to anything. And this includes going on camera. This is probably the 10th or 11th show I've come and done with you on camera.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I bring this up, another analogy, by the way, you talk about weightlifting. I know that's something you're very passionate about, weightlifting and exercise in that realm. But it's the same as sports, right? Or almost any activity. If you think about practice, and how even if you look at pro level athletes and the amount of practice that they have to do to maintain, let alone to get good at it. And doing video or doing live streaming like this, it's the same thing. For me, many years ago now, but when I first started, I was terrified of this. And in fact, that's the reason I did it. It was something that I knew I should be making content for my businesses. I saw other people doing it and having success. And frankly, it really, I got an anxious reaction. And because it's a funny thing about me is that I don't like anything that makes me feel like I like to be empowered, right? And this was an area I did not feel empowered in at all. And being on camera or being on a stage, I would get incredibly nervous and anxious. And so I applied basically with the same thing that you're talking about, Nick, is like I forced myself to do it. And what do you know? Once I pushed through that anxiety, I found that I actually began to enjoy it. And eventually that anxiety washed away, and now I'm incredibly comfortable. I could turn the camera on with no script and talk about on any topic and be totally comfortable with it. But I didn't start that way. It was a very difficult challenge to get that way. And I only say this because I know that there are some of our customers and some of the people in our audience that are probably in a similar situation to you were just a few months ago, or that I was many years ago. And they know they need to do content, but it makes them feel a little anxious. And perhaps they view whether they think they're too old, or so they don't, like none of the young people are going to want to see them. Well, look at me. I'm here. I'm not exactly a spring chicken myself, right? I do just fine with doing content. It's not just a young person's game. Or they'll think that they don't want to do it because they're going to make mistakes. And actually making mistakes and being imperfect and not polished is appealing. And that's the thing I think a lot of people miss as well. It's genuine, it's honest. And if you can get over being worried about making those mistakes and just embrace them, your audience will appreciate you for that, I think. And then, your perspective, Nick, as a younger person consuming social media content, what do you think about the difference between incredibly polished versus just kind of real and raw content?
Yeah, I don't really care that much about it's interesting. It's like an age thing. I don't care about production value whatsoever. I see people making stuff on iPhone 5Cs, and I don't really care. And then I know sometimes people who are older than my generation seems to be the opposite. They seem to not like the rough around the edges, unpolished content, but that's just my preference. And I guess there's context too. Like if you're just on TikTok and you're just, telling a joke, or you're just reading the news, I don't care. Why would I care that you don't have like the newest camera, or that you like made a mistake or something, right? But if it's like these big, I also watch YouTube documentaries sometimes, and I appreciate when they do put a lot of effort and production value into it. So I guess it depends on the context.
Live business, you're just trying to build an audience and pass on your message and get them to sort of begin to bond with you as a brand and as a new entrepreneur, And personally, I think production value is one of the last things to worry about. I think, sure, it's kind of like a nice thing to have a little bit more production value. Sure, absolutely. But It is one of the least important things of all when it comes to whether you can succeed in whether it's on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or anywhere else. It's one of the least important things.
Well, I can think of three, they're in the business space and the make money online kind of space. 3 brands or podcasts that don't really have any production value, not to like knock them. And they have millions of views. They're making millions of dollars. First one is Edward Stern. He records on his phone. Every day he records a podcast.
He holds up the little mic to the little tiny mic right to his mouth, records it from his phone. And I know he's got on Instagram or TikTok, he's got a huge following there.
Yeah. Other one is My First Million. Their production value has gotten a little nicer now, but they're like 3 years in. They're huge, by the way. But go back to their earliest days, see the videos they made when they started, and they're filming on a crappy webcam, and they're using like AirPods to record the audio, and it still worked. No one, you might have gotten comments here and there, but what does one comment mean for your profitability? Now they're one of the hosts of My First Million launched a brand, basically springboarded off of the podcast, and that brand is making millions of dollars. So
yeah,
you don't need a lot of production value to make money with this. I have one more contribution on this. I know we're kind of
yeah. Okay, I'll give you the last word, then we're going to get into today's content. Go for it.
Yeah. I know it's not from Alex Hormozy, but he's talked about this quote, and it's a man who has a why can bear any how. So if you can tie the content you're doing to some benefit you're going to get, it doesn't matter how uncomfortable it's going to make you, because at the other end of this, you're getting something you really want. Like, say you knew it was confirmed that if you did 100 live streams in a row, you're going to get $1 million wired to your bank account. I don't care how, I'm like anxious and kind of introverted and shy myself. I don't care how shy I am. If I know 100 live streams, I'm going to get $1 million wired to my bank account. I'm going to film those 100 live streams,
Cool. Well, I hope that this gives somebody out there in the audience a gentle nudge to embrace being the content, embrace being the face of the content for your company, and push through that uncomfortableness that you are experiencing, even thinking about it, and do it anyway. Like I did it because it made me uncomfortable, was the reason I did it. I knew I had to have a breakthrough. I had to push through that. And boy, was it profitable to do that, I'll tell you. All right. Well, thanks for your insight, Nick. And with that, we're going to get started. So I'm going to hijack the screen again, and we'll get into it. So today we are going to be talking about a new release from OpenAI. It is called Deep Research. And in fact, Google has a competing version of this, which we'll be talking about probably next week. But right now, boy, am I impressed with what OpenAI's tool is going to do. So Nick is actually going to show you a project that he was messing around with and working on that's incredibly impressive. So we're going to show you a live example of using the workflow. We have prompts and a bunch of other things that we can share with you to help you use it. And it's we're going to be showing you this two-stage process that you can use to start if you don't know what your niche, like you're trying to get your business started. And then once you're started, how to use deep research to attract visitors to your website and get traffic and get some money in the door and that good stuff. Cool. And yes, we are recording. So this is being recorded. And you'll be able to re-watch this live session here on the channel. Okay. Now, let me get my setup going because, Nick, we got started and I did not set up the teleprompter. So bear with me, everyone, while we do that. Okay, let me just get my teleprompter quickly set up. Can't believe I did not do that. Paste, submit. While we're waiting for the teleprompter, I have a question for you, Nick.
Yeah, what is it?
What do you call a lazy baby kangaroo?
Oh, what? What do you call it?
A pouch potato.
I liked that. That was good.
Cool. All right. So got that. I'm almost ready. Sorry, everybody. As I grabbed my remote for the teleprompter, went to turn it on, and I realized, oh gosh, I did not actually set it up. And we're going to get that going. Apologies for the delay, everyone. We're going to be starting in just a moment.
We should make a wrapper, an AI wrapper, where all it does is it just makes dad jokes.
Yeah, the official channel dad joke.
Yeah. So let's see what domains are available. ChatGPT dadjokes.com is not available. What about dadjokes.ai? No,
right.
It's not taken.
What's not taken?
Dadjokes.ai. I'm on Namecheap. I'm trying to see if for our dad joke ChatGPT wrapper.
Okay, cool. And apologies, everybody, that normally I'm all prepared ahead of time. Today it was a little bit hectic getting the show live. So now I am prepared. Got the teleprompter remote in hand, and I have the script all loaded up. And ow. Now I hit my funny bone. Okay, cool. So so now all this build up here is so that I can deliver this to you. It'll be all about using Google's Deep Research. We've got a really cool presentation put together, and Nick has some real life examples that we'll walk through an example of doing this. And yeah, it's going to be good. So reminder, we are recording this session, and the content that I'm about to make is going to be sent to our content team. So that means you might hear me making retakes. You might hear me making notes for my editor, things like that. We're going to go all the way through the content. If you hear me doing that stuff, don't worry. I am live with you. Haven't gone crazy. When we get to the end, we're going to open it up to our subscriber-only chat panel where you can ask any questions, provide feedback, whatever commentary you want to give. And then we'll open it up and have a discussion with you about how you can use and apply the training we're about to deliver. So that's the format of what we're doing. And the first thing I do is I record what's called our hook. This is the big idea, the intro that entices someone and excites them to want to watch a video. And so I'm going to record that right now. And then part two, we'll record the actual content. So here we go. And Nick, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. How do you like to use a simple AI tool to create your very own $1 million business and then flood it with extremely profitable traffic going right to your website? Now, what if this new AI tool could do hours or even days of PhD level work for you, all in just a matter of minutes? Well, that is exactly what I'm about to show you. And it is OpenAI, because they just released a revolutionary new tool that is changing online business forever. This tool is so powerful. I think it will. So we have a little retake here. Note for editor. You can clean it up and pick this up here. This tool is so powerful, I think it will take first-time entrepreneurs from zero to millionaires faster than it was ever possible before. Now, as you continue to watch this video, I'm going to show you how this tool works and why it is so special. And then I'm going to walk you through our special two-stage framework that you can use to have deep research. That is OpenAI's tool, and it will build a business for you. Now, in fact, if I were starting from scratch myself with a brand new business, I would be using this tool every single day to help me launch this new business and rocket it to 7 figures fast. Now, one thing I want to let you know, when you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to show you a special bonus trick. This is something that'll take OpenAI's deep research and turn it into a non-stop profit machine. Follow this extra bonus training, and you're going to see that it will bring you visitors back to your website over and over and over again. And that way, you make way more money with just a tiny bit more effort. So what do you say? Are you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, hook done. How's the hook sound to you, audience? Was it good?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that something that you as a consumer of Facebook, or sorry, of YouTube would use, would want to watch, would click on and watch? That's the purpose of the hook, is to, once you get the click, is to hook you in and get you primed to want to watch the rest of the video. So, okay, good. Good. Oh, audience likes it. So then we are going to continue with the rest. Okay, now we're moving on to the content, which I just realized I need to share my screen. We'll share this screen over here. Cool, and we'll do that style. Okay. And come back to me here. All right, here we go. All right, so for this training, I have a special deck prepared filled with resources, tools, prompts, information, links, and a bunch of stuff that you could use to implement this training. It's totally free. If you'd like to download it, I do want to let you know real quick, a quick little plug. If you join our totally free Ingeniosity newsletter, I'll drop a link to that in the description or in the comments below. Go join that newsletter. You'll be able to download this deck completely free. And there it is. So this is the beginning of the deck. And again, it's going to have all the prompts that we use for this training, links, resources, and other materials that will help you implement this faster, better, bigger, and it's well worth it because the price is free. Just go, again, click that link you'll see in the description, get into our Ingeniosity newsletter, and this is your our gift to you. Now, for today's training, I'm going to bring on the channel's very own producer, Nick. Are you out there?
Yes, I am.
There you are. And so what we're going to do today, this is kind of a little bit of team effort. So I'm going to be talking through some of the theory, some of the persuasion and other business elements. And then you're going to do the demo so you can show them live on screen what this looks like when they implement this training themselves. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Well, here we go. This is all about how to use OpenAI's Deep Research to launch $1 million business. And that's even if you don't have any experience at it. And that's our topic. And a big question you might be asking is, why does deep research work? And maybe more importantly, even before we get to that, so deep research is a unique and different new tool or feature. How would you describe it, Nick? That OpenAI just released this.
Yeah. So this is OpenAI's second agent that they released. The first one was Operator. But this agent specializes in searching the web and doing extremely high level, basically PhD level research for whatever you want. It's meant for specialized fields, like if you're a professor or you're in economics or in science, but it's also extremely useful for people who want to launch businesses and make money in those businesses. I'll give you an excerpt from the OpenAI did like a little press release. They say, today we're launching Deep Research in ChatGPT, a new agentic capability that conducts multi-step research on the internet for complex tasks. It accomplishes in 10 minutes what would take a human many hours. And I'm on X, and I subscribe to a lot of these newsletters and people talking about this. And professionals are talking about how they'll shell out thousands of dollars. They'll spend weeks of work. And this thing is producing content in minutes, what would take basically master's level or PhD level people to take weeks to do, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, and to prove that, I have on the screen now, Humanity's Last Exam. And this is where they're basically demonstrating the depth of knowledge and the depth well, I guess combined with the research to be able to answer these questions. Anything you want to share about this?
Yeah. Humanity's Last Exam is one of those benchmarks they're using to test basically how smart the different large language models are. And you could see GPT-4o, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, which is another one that's new to the scene. And we have a video coming out about DeepSeek because they're great too. But the whole world was gushing about how better DeepSeek was than all of the OpenAI models. And then basically a week later, they cut OpenAI with Deep Research. And this is a note for editor. My headset, I don't know what's wrong with it. It just gets knocked off Bluetooth sometimes. So I'm gonna turn this back on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's I don't know if you hear me. Do you hear me?
I do hear you. It's back now.
Okay. Yeah, let's get you a new headset so we don't have that in the live show. But
yeah.
Okay. So then, so let's keep on going. And this is something, just something grabbed from X to provide a little bit more backstory. That give you some idea of how others are using this and their opinions. And here we have somebody saying deep research is the kind of product that quietly rewires entire industries overnight. It's a pretty powerful quote. And if anyone can access highly sophisticated insights and analysis instantly, then traditional notions of authority and credentialism in fields like finance and the gatekeepers, they lose relevance and knowledge itself becomes hyper commoditized. So in plain English, this levels the playing field for entrepreneurs like you and I, because we can enter a market. Let's say you have a hobby or an interest or a passion that you want to start a business in. The playing field is now level for you. The same as if somebody had been an expert in that field or a guru in that field, you can put out content and do planning and release and launch and succeed in business and compete with them because of tools like deep research. And you'll see as we keep going, as we continue on with this training, we're going to show you how you can apply this deep research to launch your first business and then grow it and get traffic and scale it up and make money. So that's the whole point of this. And by the way, I know the other thing is, I'm very curious what people think about the pace of advancement of AI. Is anybody getting a little bit paranoid about that, a little bit freaked out about just how fast AI is becoming smart? I mean, the leaps ahead we've had in just the last 3 months are a little scary. I see people running around afraid that they're going to lose their jobs and all of that. And I'd love to hear from the audience in the comments below. What are your thoughts about the speed of advancement of AI? It seems to be kicking into hyperdrive these days. Some people are very excited. I'm in that camp. I'm not too worried about it. I'm excited because it makes it so much easier for me, my students, and my customers to build businesses quickly. But others are very worried about it and concerned. So I'd love to know, drop your opinion about that in the comments. Hopefully we don't start a fight. I know people get very passionate about this subject about AI might cost you your job, and other people love it. Some people hate it. Where do you weigh in? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, cool.
We got to show this tweet real quick because this is pretty crazy. And there's a ton of people echoing the same exact sentiment. And I apologize to this individual if I'm mispronouncing your name, but Daria, who's an MD, he says, I had Deep Research do a patent search and then write a patent for a friend's cancer-related discovery. It did a phenomenal job and produced a flawless 25-page patent application that would have cost $10,000. Can vouch for its quality because I've had quite a few patents myself. Isn't that insane? So
that's crazy. Yeah, I know. I had a very costly patent that we had to file. Cost me a lot of money, and the humans who did it got it wrong and actually cost me my patent. So,
oh man,
yeah.
But so that this from from an MD, from a legit guy, $10,000 in value, just one application. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why I'm having trouble here getting the.
Going to the next slide.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Is that the right slide?
yep.
Okay. Okay, cool. So we're breaking this down for you in a 2-stage process. So stage 1 is all about doing market research and doing that deep research yourself for the topics or content or whatever you're going to be doing business about. Anything more you want to talk about this before we dive into the prompts themselves and show them how it works?
Yeah, so the process we're going to use today, it's 2 stages. Stage 1, we're going to use deep research almost like a consultant. We're going to ask it to, we're going to have a conversation with it. We're going to tell it about what we're interested in. Then it's going to help us come up with $1 million business idea. We're basically have like a McKinsey or like a Bain consultant at our fingertips. They're going to, after this conversation, it's going to go out. It's going to scrape the web. It's going to do this in a matter of minutes, what might take a team to do in like weeks. And what we're going to get out of stage one is we're going to get a table of 20 business ideas that it recommends we move forward with. And so to save us time here, now it's time for me to share my screen.
Yeah, and I want to remind everyone that the prompt that you see on the screen, I know right there, it's lengthy. And it's going to be very hard for you to just try to copy it down. It's free. We'll just give it to you. So you can download that prompt. Just sign up for our newsletter. We'll send it to you. And again, I'll link to that in the description so you can get that prompt, part of that, just part of becoming an Ingeniosity subscriber.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
this is the conversation I initiated with Deep Research, and it's a pretty beefy prompt if you can't tell. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm saying, please act as a business advisor, expert market researcher, and online offer creation guru. I want to start an online business in the pet market. But besides that, I don't really know what sort of business to launch. So then I go into what we want to do. And now it's going to ask me 5 questions about what I want to do with this business. And here are the 5 questions. Do you have any particular skills? Are you more interested in products or services, et cetera, et cetera? I answer the question. I tell it I have a particular interest in dog behavior, but I'm open to other options. I have a background in e-commerce, which is true. I did about $500,000 in sales during the lifespan of that business. But I'd like to ascend my e-com customers into a more high-ticket offer like coaching or maybe some sort of business. Then asked me about time commitment. It asked me about how much money I'm willing to commit up front. And then it's asking me how much
you. So I have a question for you. So in this case, you're kind of prompting it with your business experience. But what if someone doesn't have any business experience?
Yeah. You would just tell it up front. It's very good at helping people who are complete beginners. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to have any experience to apply this framework.
So you just explain that then in your answer in what you put there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. So I answered all of its 5 questions. Then it got to work. You can see here, it's already done. But you see here, it said the research session it took, it said it did it in 19 minutes and it looked at 16 sources. And if you click this, we can kind of see step by step what it did. It's explaining its thought process.
That's a lot of work. So it found 16 sources, analyzed them, decided how they're applicable to your situation, and then did its analysis. That's impressive.
And part of what it did like economic market research. It pulled up economic data and it said the global pet care market is rapidly expanding with a CAGR of 6.1%.
Wow.
So here I'll scroll down very quickly. It did a lot of work. Yeah. Did this in 19 minutes.
Let's see what it came back with.
Yeah, so what I asked it to do here, first it made me like a comprehensive report breaking down the market and what it thinks I should do. So the live stream would take hours for me to read the whole thing. So I'll go down quick. Here are the 20 business ideas right here.
So on top of all of the research, it's now made recommendations for you, personalized based upon your unique situation, and giving you 20 business ideas.
Yeah. So for each idea, it gave me a low ticket first offer, a traffic generation model, a high ticket back end, the core problems we're solving with the business, and any additional attributes. And it did this for 20 different businesses. I'm going to speed run them because at the bottom, it condenses them into a table. I ask personally when I'm ideating and I'm coming up with new ideas, I ask whatever AI I'm talking to put the ideas into a table. It makes it really easy for me to compare and contrast different, especially when I'm doing business models or coming up with new products or something. I find that to be very helpful. So I asked it to summarize the findings for quick reference as a table, the 20 ideas. And Bill, are there any of these that stand out to you? I might be going too fast.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Well, my screen's a little small off on this side, so I don't see them super well. But how about for you? Like, well, let's pick one that, let's say somebody was a little bit newer. Is there one of those that jump out at you that would be a good model?
Yeah, there's I find print on demand when total beginners, total newbies are asking me about business. Print on demand is something I recommend. So here's a custom pet merchandise, print on demand. This is something you could actually apply AI to if you're asking for, like a custom portrait of someone's cat or something.
Yeah.
We
could use your brother's business and apply that business model to it. With Nizzly, you know.
Here's another idea it came up with, which is a beginner friendly one. It's a pet tech review affiliate site. So blog/YouTube reviewing pet.
Oh, that's
gadgets.
cool. So you're just reviewing pet products, just pet technology products, basically.
Yeah. So here's what I did next, because we have a whole conversation that goes through stage 1, stage 2, and all the prompts we're going to show in this video.
Okay.
What I did next, I actually liked, so idea number 9, this is the dog anxiety solution kit. So it's a $49 kit to help dogs with separation anxiety.
We have a dog that could use that.
Yeah.
Bodhi could definitely use that.
Well, that's why I liked it. I like when I see offers that are real problems I've either experienced or noticed others experiencing. And Bill, do you remember when we were out to dinner and then we came back and we heard Bodhi howling?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we came home after a night at dinner, and at the front door, we snuck up to the front door so the dogs didn't hear us. And we heard poor Bodhi inside the house howling because he missed us so much because we were gone too long. Yeah. It sounded awful.
Yeah. So that stood out to me.
Yeah.
It was depressing. And I'm sure he's not the only one doing this. So I'm sure there's other people who'd really like to solve this problem. This stood out to me. The problem was I didn't think this by itself was very beginner friendly. You have to ideate a whole e-commerce project, find vendors. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But what I did was I combined it. I said, I like 9, but it's not very beginner friendly. I would estimate it would take $500 to $1,000 to get started. But I also like 18, that was the pet tech affiliate site. So my idea was, why don't we start the affiliate site? Because that's something you could start for minimal investment as a beginner. So why don't we start the affiliate site, grow it, make money with it, build an audience with it, and use it as a launch pad for the second evolution of the business, which would be to launch the dog anxiety solution kit. Thoughts?
So I want to point something out here. So the way you're using this, so it's a combination of the prompts that we provide to prime the conversation, but you're also using this as it's intended, where it is a team of researchers essentially at your beck and call, and you just talk to them. Once you've primed it and used the prompts, now you can have just a conversation with that team, and they'll guide you based upon all the research they did. And so I love the way you do that. You just ask it questions, give it So I like this, I don't like that, or I'm skilled in this, or I'm not skilled in that. I don't have a budget, or I do have you can just keep talking to it, and it will continue to do research and reference all the materials it's found and guide you along the way. So I think for those of you who are uncertain about what niche market you might want to go into, you're uncertain about what kind of product. Well, what just happened?
Oh, I went to the StreamYard. Here, I'll go back.
Okay. Note to editor, we'll clean that up. Those of you who are unsure of what kind of product that you might want to put out there, this is an incredible process to follow along with this. So just again, grab your free copy of our deck with the prompts, and then just have a great conversation with the AI and have it guide you on making those choices. So, okay, sorry, Nick, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No problem. Okay. So I asked its thoughts on my idea. It says that's a brilliant strategy. Then it gave me a little roadmap for how I would apply this over the course of 12 months, basically. For what it thinks is a potential 7-figure exit. So very cool. So here's what I said next. I said, okay, with this in mind, can you conduct another deep research session and analyze the scene for pet affiliate sites? Then come back and give me another table. I mentioned how I like tables of 20 potential affiliate sites I can start. Consider keywords, traffic, pain points, and other possible content sites that would attract people interested in the pet anxiety kit. If possible, could you even come up with domain name ideas and check them to make sure they're available? So that it did exactly this. It asked me questions again. It really likes to do this. You don't have to do this every time. You can just say, I don't want to answer the questions, or do whatever you think is best. But I decided to answer the questions. Then it got to work. It took 19 minutes again. Here we can really quickly review the thought process, see each step, see the websites it looks at. So here it's going. It's doing. I'm assuming it's doing keyword research at keysearch.co. It's looking at Reddit for user-generated content to see what people are thinking. It's doing more SEO research.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So, all right, yeah. Let's see what did it come up with.
All right. So here it's going to give us a pretty thorough breakdown for each affiliate site that it wants us to make. So the first one is calmcanine.com. Second one is petgadgetguru.com. I think the one I chose ended up being petwellnessguide.com. There's one thing that Deep Research messed up this time. I asked it did give me domain ideas, but I asked it to check them to see if they're available. Pet Wellness Guide, which is the one I think I chose, that I know that was not available.
So quick plug, Push Button AI does do that for you. So by the way, little teaser for those of you, if any of you out in the audience are familiar with my Push Button AI brand, we are about to release a completely push button automated tool that does everything Nick is showing you on the screen here at the push of a button. So more on that soon. But yeah, Push Button AI will soon be a deep researcher of its own, just like you see being done on the screen. And it checks for your domain names for you. It'll help you register and find out if the great domains are available. So, all right, perfect opportunity for a plug. So back to you.
Right. Yeah. So here, I had to scroll way down to get through its 20 website ideas. I realized it didn't produce the table like I asked. Oh, well, that's fine. But yeah, I went with petwellnessguide.com. So I'm letting it know that in the next few messages, we will work on SEO content for the site. Got it? So now we're moving on to stage 2. We came up with the idea for a business. Stage 2 is where we drive traffic, and we're going to be driving traffic through SEO.
And I'm going to take over here. I'll take over here, and we'll talk about that for a moment. So now we're moving, as Nick said, from one to the next. You went from idea generation, and what we've done is we've encouraged Deep Research to do a bunch of research and put all of that information in its memory. So it is currently has all of this information in its short-term memory, and it is talking to you about all the research that it did. So it is now in a perfect state to then move on and start to get it to help you create content. And if you follow my training that I've been giving here on the channel, you'll know just how valuable great content is to get traffic. When you're first launching your business, there are so many ways you can use great content. And now Deep Research is going to help Nick create the content for his brand new business. And it basically does hours and hours and hours of work to create this content for you. And the quality is impressive. It is just impressive. So, and again, the prompts that he used are in the deck. So when you download it, you'll get the prompts that he's about to show you. But yeah, this is my first go-to strategy for traffic on any brand new business is to start with content. And so Nick, with that, I'll hand it back to you. You want to take, I'll put your, there we go. We'll put yours back up. Yeah.
All right. So I'm reminding it for the SEO content we're about to produce. I'm reminding it to use, we're using this affiliate website as a launch pad for our future product, which will be the Dog Anxiety Solution Kit. So we want our content to be geared around people who have the problems this kit will solve. And I say, got it? Make sure it understands. So it says, got it. And it gives me a plan of its own, but we're honestly just going to ignore that. Now we're going to use, this is the prompt. I think this is the first prompt in stage 2 where I'm telling you what I wanted to do. So if you scroll all the way to the top, I gave it one role. I wanted it to be a business advisor, expert market researcher, and online offer creation guru. Now we're kind of having it put on a different hat. Now we want it to be an SEO guru. I just scroll all the way down. It does a lot of work for us. Okay, go scroll back up. I went too far. Okay, now I want you to act as an SEO expert specializing in pets for our affiliate site, petwellnessguide.com, which will be where we will launch our ecom product, the Dog Anxiety Solution Kit. Then I get into some technical stuff. And then I say, do you understand? And it says, got it. Then now I say, for our website, list the top 100 unspoken fears, frustrations, and goals of our audience. Focus on problem solved in pet wellness, anxiety, and overall behavior. So it asked me some questions. It loves to do that. That's actually a good sign. You want, when you're talking to an LLM, you want it to go back and forth and query you. If you want, you can ignore it, but I answered it really quickly. So here it goes. It did an 11-minute research session. This is hours and hours of research, and it did it in just 11 minutes. Real quick, I'll show you its thought process. So it looked on Reddit. It was looking at like people, in Reddit talking about real problems they have and voicing real pain points they might have. It spent a lot of time on Reddit. Then it went on a forum, which I thought if I was doing research, that's probably one of the first places I would go. I would go to a specialized forum. Then it starts looking at blogs, back to Reddit, and yeah,
hey, Nick,
a lot of research.
Nick, I want to do an aside real quick. So note for editor, we'll clean this up in a moment, but we need to pick up the pace a little bit. So
got it.
Yeah, let's pick up the pace and get through the rest of the steps. And so note for editor, you can obviously cut that out.
All right. So after doing all that research, it gave us what I asked for: 100 unspoken fears, frustrations, and goals that dog owners have related to pet behavior. So I'll speed run this, but dealing with dogs issues has taken a toll on my mental health. I get defensive when people comment on my dog's weight or behavior.
And this is great because this goes right to the core of how I teach someone to launch a business, by understanding their market's deepest problems and their where their emotional state is, and focus their product, whether it's a physical product or a digital product. You focus it all centered around the biggest goals, frustrations, problems, and the things that are really important to your market. And that's how you have a big hit business, by doing that. So that's perfect.
Yeah. So it would take forever to go over each of the 100 fears and pain points, but this is where it is. And you come down here and it says combine the pain points, fears, frustrations, and goals to create 30 potential blog titles, mixed formats. So here we go. I'll speed run this as well because it gave us a lot of content we could work with. So there's 30. Count them, 30.
So now you have
ideas
30 potential pieces of content. And you say blog posts, but that's really just the start. You can take that, create it as a blog post, but that content can be reutilized all over the place, beyond just on your blog. So,
yeah. I just took the very first one on the list. I did separation anxiety in dogs, proven techniques to stop the panic. And I used that for the blog post that we ended up making. So here's what I did next. I asked it to generate 50 and 50 plus LSI keywords and subtopics related to our blog post title.
yeah. And
it went ahead.
Reminder, all these prompts are in the deck. You'll be able to get them when you can download them. And I want to remind everyone what LSI keywords are. It stands for latent semantic indexing, which is a fancy word for what are the words that Google and the other search engines expect to see in expert content. So that's what that means. But again, you can get the prompts. They're all in the deck. You'll be able to use them once you get that. Okay, continue.
So the very next thing we did was I asked it to outline the blog post we're going to make and include those LSI keywords we just came up with. So this is the outline it came up with. It's actually pretty, this would be like a pillar post. This is a very comprehensive, really lengthy post, which is fine. So this is what it came up with. But if you noticed in the outline, it came up with these case studies. Like one case study was a senior dog's transition to a calm, crate-trained routine. This is something ChatGPT came up with, which we don't want to fill our blog post with, hallucinations or things that aren't actually true. Don't worry, I account for this in the next prompt. This is where deep research is going to come in handy. So gave me the outline. I liked it, except for, it came up with stats and things like that. So here's what I did. I said, now write a first draft for our blog post using the outline. I say, when doing this, use deep research to search the web for statistics, claims, anecdotes, stories, case studies, etc. Do not hallucinate or fabricate concepts do not hallucinate or fabricate concepts to include in the blog post. Instead, use deep research to search the web to find real concepts to write about in the article. Include all of the LSI keywords you came up with earlier in the blog post, and then I added this because I really wanted to talk about CBD. I didn't want to include that, so I said take out any parts that mention CBD. So it asked me some questions. I actually just ignored the questions, and I just asked it to do it again with a slightly modified prompt. I did this a few times. And then it went out and did it. It did this is a shorter one. It did a 9-minute research session, looked at 20 sources. We can look at the process really quickly. So
I want to see the article. Let's focus in on that.
Sure.
So yeah, I want to take a look at that.
Yeah, here's where the article starts. So here's the title we came up with, the introduction. If you note, it's linking a lot. These are real. This is a study. This is from Medical News Today.
Yeah.
Another study.
Well, so how many? Did you check how many words it generated?
No, let's do that. Actually, I'll check right now. It's pretty lengthy, though, as you can see.
Yeah, that looks like a really good quality piece of content. Yeah, that's very lengthy. That's a great pillar post. Yeah, that is a fantastic.
This is just the first draft.
Yeah.
Okay, and there we go. So word counter. 10,000. That's crazy. 10,000 words.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is an amazing piece of content. You could probably just take that piece of content and mine it for sub blog posts just out of the content and just keep talking about the same concepts that huge pillar post. You could probably take each subsection and spin it off into its own article. But so now I want to talk about this real quick. So I'd like to kind of move on with what they can do with this content. Is there anything else that we need to cover in the prompts themselves or the using of this tool?
Yeah, one more thing. I want to show an example. I think it's close to the bottom. So remember how I asked it in the outline? It basically made up fake case studies, and I didn't want it to write about fake case studies because we don't want to lie to people. So I asked it to go on Deep Research and look up real case studies. And I double checked these before the show. These are real case studies. So went and replaced the fake studies using Deep Research. This is a real one. Emma the Beagle was a beagle.
Oh, I love that. So it
anxiety
did the
problems
research and found real truthful case studies that talk about these strategies and tactics and products and things. That's awesome.
Yeah, I found 3. So this is Max. I think he was a Labrador Retriever. This is Emma the Beagle, and then it even found a story on Reddit. So really cool. But that's all I wanted to touch on before you wanted to.
Okay, fantastic. So as you can see, this created incredibly high quality content. Something that in order to do the level of research and writing and everything else that it has done would take many, many, many hours. One of the things that I want to let you know is that Deep Research is currently released in OpenAI. I know the first round that they released it to was the pro users, and they're now rolling it out to Plus and Teams, I think, are the next 2 that they're going to be releasing it to. So if you don't yet have access to it, if you're in a Plus plan, which is the plan that's, what is Plus, $20 a month?
Yeah, Plus is 20, Pro is 200.
Yeah, so if you don't yet have it in your Plus account, know that OpenAI has said they are rolling it out to Plus. You may not have it at the time right now. If you don't, it will be coming to you soon. And it's going to be available to Plus and Teams. Otherwise, if you want to spring for the $200 a month for the Pro plan, you can. But one other thing I just want to remind everyone is that our very own tool called Push Button AI takes what Nick just showed you and makes it push button simple. We are about to release an update. At the time of us recording this, the update is about to be released. It's not yet released, but it's coming. And it does all of the deep research and uses what are called agents, just like OpenAI is doing here, to automatically go out and create amazing content for you. So this is a push button AI feature that is coming soon. And if you'd like to learn more about that, I'd encourage you to schedule a demo. So you can go to pushbutton.ai/demo to book a demo. And hopefully by the time, what's happening there?
Oh, I switched tabs real quick. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So here, I'm going to take over here. So you can go there to book a demo, and hopefully by the time that you get your demo, that will be released and you'll be able to see that in action yourself. But as an example, what Push Button AI will help you do is not only help you build your business and do the research in your niche markets, but when it's time to actually create your content and your lessons, we really have a business model that we recommend where you create courses and lessons and trainings and give those things away to attract leads and subscribers and customers to your brand. And what we're going to do is the deep research will be done not just for your entire course, the title of your course, what all the lessons should be, and then even the content that goes into those lessons are all going to be researched by your own swarm of AI agents that go out and do what you just saw Deep Research do. So again, a little plug for that. You can go to pushbutton.ai/demo to book a demo and see that. And we take what you just saw and make it push button simple. Now, before we end off today, we have some bonus training. So I'm going to bring back producer Nick here for the bonus training.
All right.
So for that, we're going to be talking about a really powerful traffic strategy. It's a very powerful business strategy, and that's to use a newsletter. So that is to get people to subscribe to your brand, to your company, to your official newsletter, like our very own Ingeniosity newsletter is a good example of this. And then you've found a really amazing use of deep research to help you make newsletters. And shall we share that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Can you?
So I don't know, you want to pull that up on your screen?
Yeah, I got it up.
Okay, then I'll switch over to there. Cool. Let's show them how it works.
Yeah. So this is an idea from McKay Wrigley on Twitter, and it's a pretty genius use of deep research. So I'll read what he says real quick. He says, a great use case for OpenAI Deep Research is a one-stop daily news report prompted with general rules, personal bio, your interests, preferred sources. It'll generate a comprehensive news report, 100% customized to you. This is how I'll get my news now. Full prompt below, and we'll link to this tweet in the video so you can see how he did it. But I thought this was a really cool. See, he has the prompt here. It's pretty comprehensive. But I thought this was an excellent use case for deep research, and I thought we couldn't not cover it today. So I did it real quick.
There's two ways to use this, right? So you can use it just as he did in his Twitter feed there, right? Which is to get your own daily or weekly digest of what's happening in your industry or in your hobby or for your own personal consumption. But I personally think, what a great way to create newsletter content. Why not run this exact same process to then use in your own newsletter that you can then share with your customers and your subscribers? So that's the way I would make that little tweak to how to use this to turn it into a profit mechanism. So let's see what did it come back with. Let's take a look at the news briefing.
Yeah, so real quick, it thought for 8 minutes, looked at 22 sources for me, looked at Reuters, looked at all kinds of places. Here's what it came up with. And this is for today. I actually did it 3-ish hours ago. So this is breaking news, what's happening today. They talk about DeepSeek. They talk about NVIDIA, Microsoft news. Lots. I mentioned I like AI, so it's talking about a lot of AI. Then it gets into politics and general business news. It's talking about the tariff wars. It's talking about IPOs in Asia. I really like growth hacking and startup growth, so I asked to talk a little bit about that. It talked about funding, VC funding for startups. And even talked about politics going on in America right now. So I didn't even know this.
Use this to send out as a newsletter? Would this have worked?
Yeah, I don't. When it comes to most AI content, I don't know if I would just take the first draft it gives you without looking. But this is incredibly helpful. I would most certainly use 80% of this in a daily newsletter.
Well, fantastic. So for those of you, I know we have a lot of people interested in that business model, and this becomes a new way, whether you're doing a weekly or a daily, to be able to compile a bunch of information together that you can then use for your own newsletter. So that is pretty cool. So that is our bonus strategy for this training. And I would love to hear what your biggest questions are out there. Those of you watching this video who are still here, I want to know, what are your biggest questions, concerns, difficulties in using this strategy for your own business? Drop those in the comments down below. We'll be hanging out down there to help you and answer all of your questions. And I do want to thank producer Nick. So Nick, thank you for your help in today's video. And with that, I'll take over here for a moment. But I want to remind you that many of these features that you see in deep research with the swarm of agents that go out on the web and do research and do all of this stuff, they're all being built into our platform, Pushbutton AI. So if you're curious for a platform that you can use to build your entire business, you can start out with just an idea in your mind. You go to Pushbutton AI, it does the deep research for you, looks up all the research and sources and finds all of those tools and services, compiles it all together, and it will help you build a business and all of your content. So if you'd like to learn more about that and see it for yourself, go to pushbutton.ai/demo to book your demo session and learn more about that. And I think it will help you a lot in your journey as an entrepreneur, but see it for yourself so that you can decide. And maybe you can join our early access program if you think it's a good fit. Our team thinks it's a good fit. We'll invite you in and you can get access. Okay. Yeah, my whole screen just went black.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
Okay. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, the last 10-ish seconds were out.
Okay. And okay, so note for editor, I'll try to pick it up and you can clean that up. So definitely go book your session, see it for yourself so you can decide if it is the right tool for you. I think it is. It will definitely help you build a brand new business as an entrepreneur, help you bring in that sweet, sweet profit, and you can learn all about it. Just book your demo, and I can't wait to hear what you think. And with that, we're going to be wrapping up this video. So I want to encourage you that if you'd like more training like this, smash that subscribe button that you see down there and give the video a thumbs up. It definitely does help the algorithm when you do that and help push this video out so more and more people can see it, which I would be eternally grateful if you did that. And then on top of that, I definitely want to see your questions. So questions, commentary, or anything at all, drop them down below the video. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Okay, audience, we're not going anywhere. I see a lot of questions, see questions about people asking about the new deep research tools in Pushbutton AI. I'm going to address all your questions about that. Also, I see other questions about the strategy, the tactic, how to use it. So I want to remind you that you can put your questions into the chat panel. So pop those in there. We're going to be answering all of your questions here live while we're here. But before we do that, we're going to take a very quick commercial break. And I'm going to play this one. Okay. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with all of your questions. So pop them in there while this commercial is running, and we'll take them all up and help you the best we can. See you in just a minute. Not know, I have an AI tool that's a company called Pushbutton AI that helps people build course businesses. It builds the whole business, bottom to top. It helps you do the research to pick the niche market, helps you figure out what topics you should write about, what your course should be about, what the lessons should be about. It outlines the lessons. It writes the whole thing. It creates your sales page. It creates your page to get leads to subscribe to your business. It even writes your email sequence. It does audiobooks, video trainings, and a whole lot more. You just answer 2 questions and you hit a button, and it does it all. If you're interested in that, certainly you can book a demo to see it for yourself. You'll see with your own eyes. We're often running webinars and other trainings as well. So I'll drop links to either our webinar or our demos down below so you can check it out and see if it's something for you. But I found that most people get really overwhelmed and frustrated with the technical stuff. So that's why we created Pushbutton AI. If you're looking for a tool, we'll just do it for you, and it'll just handle the technical stuff. So when it comes to like setting up your web hosting, registering a domain name, setting up your email marketing, we even include a complete, fully functional email marketing platform that you can log into and email all of your customers and subscribers. It's all included. And all of the tech setup is done by the AI. If you want that, then definitely schedule your demo. You can get a demo from us by going to pushbutton.ai/demo. Now, at the time of recording this video, Pushbutton AI is not publicly for sale, but if you book a demo, they'll show you the technology, and if it makes sense, if it's something that can really help you, they'll invite you into our early access program. But what they'll do first is show you the technology. They'll talk about what kind of a course you might want to make. They'll talk about your business plans. They'll help guide you on what the right choices are for creating your first course business. And then if it makes sense, if it's the right tool for you, they'll invite you into the early access program. But check out the demo. It's mind-blowing. Again, that's at pushbutton.ai/demo. That's pushbutton.ai/demo. And we're back for most people. So we have a ad break running. So YouTube is showing some ads to some of you. So some of you might be seeing me, some of you might be watching ads, but regardless, we're going to be getting started here and getting to all of your questions. So again, make sure you pop those questions into the chat panel. If you have any questions about using deep research, about deep research, and then soon, by the way, Google has their alternative tool where they also have a deep research tool through Gemini. So we're going to be covering that next week. So we'll talk more about that tool next week. And yeah.
Well,
so
funny enough,
what's that?
it's funny because the Gemini one came out first. We were going to cover that today. Then on Monday, OpenAI, it's the same exact name. They're both deep research, and they kind of do the same thing. And I last minute we kind of switched the program up, and we did the OpenAI Deep Research one instead of the Gemini one.
Yeah, well, next week we'll focus on Google and maybe even do a comparison of the two. So we'll get into Google's version next week. Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about the Google one is you only need $20 a month instead of $200. So.
That's true.
Something
that's true.
that's
Although,
really important.
they say they're rolling it out to Plus, so maybe by the time we're on, everybody will have it. But but before we get to today's, what's that?
I pulled up a tweet from Sam Altman about how he's going to roll this out. I'll show it for answering a specific question. I'll pull it up in a second.
Okay, cool. So we're going to get into Q&A now and answer all of your questions. But first, I have a question for you, Nick.
What is it?
What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a bicycle and a well-dressed man on a unicycle?
What?
Attire.
That's good.
You like that one?
That's good. Yeah. Did I rank the first one you gave me? The one about the pouch potato?
No.
I'd say that's like a 7 on the dot. This one's like a stronger 7, like a 7.7.
Okay, so the first joke was a 7. This is a 7.7. So chat, what do you say? On the dad joke scale of 0 being like grown worthy to, although maybe those are the best, but the grown worthy 0 all the way up to 10 being best. What do you rate that one? All right. Well, Bo agrees. He gives it a 7. And waiting for some more. Well, I'll read the rest as they come in. So with that, let's get to the questions.
Yeah. First off, I got to scroll way up because it's the first question. By the way, everyone, I'm going in chronological order, like a line. So if you're wondering why I haven't gotten to you yet, that's why.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Victor gives it an 8. My Ducky gives it a 7. So there we go. So they seem like they agree with you. Now, one thing I want to, I know I just set you loose on the questions, but I saw something that I want to address real quick, just right off the get-go, because I plugged something that's coming in the future. I happen to know we have some features being released in Push Button AI. They're going to be being released around the time that this video is edited up and published to the channel, which will be, in at least a week from now. So one of the comments that I saw in there were just questions about it. So I want to really quickly address those, and then we'll jump into the content questions. So for those of you who are Push Button AI customers, you're already members and customers, you're going to be able to use these new features without, you're not going to have to go buy some new thing, okay? Especially during our testing phase, you'll be able to use this an unlimited number of times. In the future, we might put limits on the number you can generate a month or the number you can generate maximum. But while we're going through testing, I'm going to release it to everyone at no additional charge. So if you're a commission engine customer, if you're using push button AI to make courses or affiliate sites or whatever you're using it for, you will be able to, you'll have unlimited testing of these new features while we're testing them. And then just for the release schedule. So right now we're doing internal testing. Or when that is done, when that is completed, we're going to do a limited test to our customers, meaning meaning you, if you're already an existing customer. You'll get access to these features. We're going to use it live in the production environment. You'll be able to make as many courses as you want while it's in this phase. And then from there, we're going to be deciding exactly the final form that it will take in Push Button AI. So, but I do want to let you know that it is not something where it's like a whole new thing where you're going to have to spend a whole bunch of money to get access to it. So if you're an existing customer, you will get it, okay? So I want to get that out of the way. Also, the timing of this for existing customers, you're going to be included in the testing phase, which isn't yet launched. So it's not available. If you don't go rush in there right now and look for it, it's not there now. It won't be there for, at least for the next week. And I'll have more information about this when we come back next Wednesday. So just want to kind of set everyone's expectations so you know what's happening. But when it is released, existing customers will get it at no additional charge. And with that, we will now go to the questions. Uh-oh, I don't hear you.
I just realized I didn't unmute myself. Okay.
Oh, okay.
From Jamie. Jamie says, what advice can you give? Can you give me just starting out with starting a print-on-demand business? Do you have any insight?
Yeah, I think, well, first off, I think you could actually use deep research to brainstorm out more into that brand. That was one of the options that it talked about. So if you're thinking about going into print on demand, but you haven't quite picked a niche that you want to go into, you could use deep research to dig deeper, to kind of mine the niche. You could also, I think you could probably use it to brainstorm ideas for the creatives and the products. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I noticed you also had a follow-up question that's like, what's your favorite platform? Personally, I don't. Well, actually, I do have an answer for that, but when we get there, I'll tell you. But one of the use cases I've seen people use for deep research is they're using it to compare like software or tools or for shopping and stuff. So if you're wondering what platform should I start on or something like that, you can ask deep research to basically go out and perform a crazy overkill PhD level research project for you and then come to a conclusion and tell you which one you should choose. Oh, remember how in the video I used it? I asked it to put all the ideas into a table.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's when it comes to decision making, try and do that. So that like say you're asking for, I don't know, helping. You could use the prompts we use, but say you're using the prompts we use, always ask it to put the ideas into tables so you can compare and contrast them. I find that really helpful when I'm trying to make a decision, like buying a new camera or purchasing this microphone or things like that.
Great advice.
All right. Let's see.
Cool. Yeah, and by the way, you're going to be hearing more about the print-on-demand business model from us in the coming weeks and months. I can't really tell you too much more about that yet, but that is a topic we're going to be talking a lot more about. So, yeah.
Okay. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, but I think it's pronounced like Rizard. He says, I have a question for Nick. When I try to access the previous deck, I get the message, looks like you don't have access to this gamma. Yes. It's weird because I go in behind the scenes on the decks and I set the permissions for who can look. And I make it so that if you have the link, like anyone can look, you just can't edit them. For whatever reason, like over the weekend, Gamma decided it doesn't want to show some of them. So I either have to talk to a rep or figure out a solution, but I'm going to figure out a solution so that you can actually look at the decks we're showing everyone. So yeah, some of the decks they don't want to show for some reason.
All right. Well, then once you get that fixed,
that too.
Yeah, once you get that fixed, you can just email all the subscribers and let them know and give them the links at that time. Yeah.
But sorry, guys. Sorry for the hiccup on that. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down. Here's from SciEd. She says, having just used OpenAI Deep Research for content generation, it does have a different flavor using the same prompt. Yep. Let's see. Oh, did you have a contribution?
Yeah, I like that I think it takes a little more work to get it to speak in the tone that I want. If I want more informal writing, I do notice it tends to write a little more formally. It's supposed to be doing research, right?
It's meant for like academia and stuff.
So I think you can massage your prompts and talk to it and get it to write into simpler language in the first person. I think that's an important thing to do for some types of content. Yeah. But I agree. I really love what it's put out.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of people, because you mentioned if this freaked people out, like the rapid pace that AI is moving at. And a lot of mixed reactions. Most people think it's cool. They like how fast AI is moving. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's freaky, or do you think it's like freeing? What do you think?
Oh, using tools like Deep Research?
Well, how fast AI is moving, because you asked the audience.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm excited about it because my perspective is it's all about using it to make human creativity and productivity better as a tool. That's kind of where I focus on. I personally don't believe that we're going to get to a place anytime soon where it completely replaces people. It might mean that what was previously like took 10 people to do, that one person could do. But that makes it that one person, it unleashes their creativity to create even more awesome stuff, or at a higher volume, or, be able to spend more time on making it better. So I see it as a net plus. And I know it's scary to be worried about, it's easy for me to say that. I'm not a content writer who's writing articles, so in some cases, there are professions where those people are going to need to step it up, and learn new skills so that they can be the one leveraging AI, right? Because I can tell you firsthand, like as a business owner, I don't want to have to learn every way and every AI tool and trying to do it all myself. I still need experts to go and implement those things for me. So I still need, even for like blog writing and content writing, I need an expert to run that for me with the experience to be able to make sure that the content, is really good. So did it, cut some jobs? Yes. But it also made one person's job way better and easier and allowed them to be more creative. It didn't completely eliminate all the humans. So in many ways, this is like past technology leaps forward, whether it was robotics in manufacturing. Heck, you can even, everybody likes to point to the buggy whip, right? So when Henry Ford made cars popular, the buggy whip, if you were manufacturing those, yes, you got put out of a job. But people adapt and they adjust. And I think overall, it empowers humanity to create more and be more creative. So that's my perspective.
My perspective is I think business is for everyone. I think everyone should be able to enjoy launching and scaling a life-changing business and having it not cost you 50 G's, having it not take, 18 months. And AI, I think it's kind of a buzzword, and I personally dislike it, but I think it makes sense here. People say democratizing. It's like democratizing business, so it's accessible to everyone. I think that's really cool, personally. I like that.
Yeah, well, it's as I've been saying, it levels the playing field for people, right? It does put things in reach of a new entrepreneur that they could never have done before without either money to hire someone or an extensive amount of time to do training. So now as a one man or woman show, you can launch a pretty powerful business pretty fast. And that wasn't possible just 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so I got to the question. Sorry, it wasn't Jamie who had a follow-up question. It was Kurt. He said, what print-on-demand platform do you recommend? I recommend, it's a work in progress. We're building it right now. Nizly is an AI print-on-demand platform. Nizly.com. We're still working on it, but you can go to nizly.com, Nizzly.com, to be front in line to start using it. Bill, do you have any contributions? You do want to keep it under wraps for now?
Yeah, all creators on that platform can earn $10 per item in creator fees and in commissions. So you can earn up to $10, or you can earn $10 per item that you list and sell through Nizly. And there's a lot more to come. So it's not quite ready really for a big launch yet, but we are going to be talking more about that in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so some of our old time channel subscribers probably saw we released a version so that people can make phone cases like this phone case right there. I made this in Nizly. And so now it just does more than phone cases, and the product line is growing. But that was made. Actually, you have one too, but
no.
I don't know if you want to show it. But
mine's a secret design.
Actually, and then we had the money wizard that we made. So this is
you know what? I gotta make a new one. We actually spoke about the money wizard over the weekend. We have plans for releasing the Money Wizard's profit spellbook or something like that. We talked about a Cheesecake Factory. Did you use an image prompt for that or just text?
Yeah, that's an image prompt.
Really?
That was an accidental order. We didn't mean to order that, but yeah. Anyway, so we have some really cool stuff we're going to be doing with stickers soon, but anyway, we'll talk more about that later. That's definitely not quite ready for prime time yet.
Yeah. And I know someone asked, people are mentioning like who gets to use Deep Research. So right this second, it's available to pro users of ChatGPT, meaning you pay $200 a month. You get 100 uses of Deep Research a month for that. But in here, let me see if I can start sharing my screen. Here, share screen. So I gotta show you a tweet from Sam Altman. So this guy's just talking about Deep Research and how cool it is. He says, "Glad to hear this. Excited to bring soon to plus and free tiers." So that's what he has to say about it. He's tweeting up a storm right now talking about that. So if you want to learn more about what's going on there, I'm kind of excited. I think I don't remember if we had this conversation, but there's like a space race going on, like the AI wars. Like DeepSeek just released their which is not all these deep AI models.
Yeah.
The two Deep Research.
Someone needs to go with a new name.
Yeah. But
DeepSeek and Deep Research. Yeah.
The Chinese one we talked about last week, they released a model that beats ChatGPT 4.0 and all the other models, and it's free. So this basically the whole reason Deep Research
didn't it start yelling at you in Chinese yesterday?
Oh yeah, maybe I can pull that up. Yeah, start talking to me in Chinese.
Sorry, I didn't want to distract us, but yeah, DeepSeek started talking to Nick in Chinese. So
I didn't ask it to. Just talk to me in Chinese. Yeah.
So okay, well, let's keep on rolling. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is there's the this space race, and because DeepSeek was released for free, this kind of spurned on OpenAI and Sam Altman to accelerate the release of Deep Research. And what I think this means for us, it means we're all going to get rich. It means all of the cool AI models that might have been paywalled or that might not have released. I think it's going to incentivize all of the American companies to basically give us more AI and make it cheaper.
It's the free market unleashed on a global scale, so now you have all these giant, there isn't just like in the past, you'd usually have just one giant company releasing technology like this, like a Facebook or a Google. But now we have these multiple giants all fighting it out. So we're all going to benefit from that for sure. Because it's not just DeepSeek and OpenAI. Facebook is in the AI game. They're fighting it out. Google's in there. OpenAI's in there, Twitter or X, whatever we want to call it. They're in there. They have Grok. Amazon is fighting it out in there as well. And then even in other Chinese company, Alibaba, which is an enormous company, has some pretty good models, and they're all fighting it out, trying to be the best. And I think ultimately all of us are going to be the winners from that.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember we talked, because the whole claim to fame for DeepSeek is that they built this crazy competitive model. It only cost them $5 million. I read a report that came out over the weekend, and you talked about how you thought this was the case. They basically proved that that was not true. And
yeah, that was all propaganda. I mean, it was smart propaganda, but nonetheless propaganda.
It's a good model, but it cost way more than $5 million to build. I think it was like $1 billion project, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's also a movement that I can guess who's responsible for it, but there's also now a movement being pushed to our politicians to ban DeepSeek. I don't think that's going to happen, but
you don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Got it. Okay. All right. So some people like RV Andy, they were mentioning like the decks. They don't know where to find them. Kind of confusing. If you're not a subscriber, go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe and you have instructions for where to find them. If you are, I put a link in the description that shows you where to find them. If you are a subscriber, they're all stored in a document inside a website called ClickUp. I know we're having issues with the Gamma, and the whole process is kind of a little clunky. I apologize for that. I'm wearing 50 hats, and sometimes some of the processes get a little convoluted, so I'll try and streamline it all for all of you.
Well, I think that's a bug in Gamma. That's actually not. I think that's not you. That's Gamma. So we'll blame them.
I might have to talk to support or something, but apologize for that, everyone.
Yeah, so we'll get that fixed up. And then one other common thing I see too, sometimes while we're live, the decks aren't available yet in the members area. So sometimes if we're actually live and delivering it, the decks don't show up till a couple of days or even as much as a week later in the members area. So I also want to make that clear for some of you old timers that have been around. So or new subscribers. So usually the live training that we do, it runs through our whole content process. And then it gets public once it's all finalized. And sometimes we might want to add resources or add things that came up on the live show. We put all of those in the deck and then we release it to all the Ingeniosity subscribers. So it isn't always available immediately and instantly while we're live on the air. Just wanted to clarify that too.
Yeah.
But Nick always emails, he'll email reminders with when video trainings are posted or a new deck is available. So you guys will get those kinds of reminders too.
Yeah. And then RV Andy says, I don't know if he's referring to Deep Research or if he's referring to like the new feature you mentioned, but he says, does our push button have this or do we have to buy it separate? I'm Ultimate. Deep Research is not one of ours. That's from OpenAI.
I was talking about our features that are that work just like Deep Research. It's our own internal version of it where we have AI agents that go on the web and do research, and we have AI editor agents who edit content and AI writer agents. And we even have a course planner agent that does research and helps plan and map out courses for you to release. But those are, those will be built into Push Button AI. And when we go into public testing, every existing customer will get access to this. Okay. So it's not ready yet, but stay tuned.
From Victor, he says, this is really interesting. I used to be a professional researcher, so using Deep Research is like a superpower. I used it today to make a report and then sold the report. Well, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Perfect example of that.
If you're comfortable share, I'm curious what kind of report you made. If you can tell us a little bit more, that's really cool. And it's brand new. This just came out Monday.
Well, I see on freelancer sites that kind of a gig and people buying it quite frequently, right? Where they're like, I need someone to go on the web, do research of X, Y, and Z, create a report, make a recommendation, and they're charging good money for doing those things. And so now you could literally arbitrage Deep Research. So you could go offer that as a service, get paid $100 to do it, and then you just jump over to Deep Research and generate the thing and edit it, obviously, polish it, and then hand it back to them.
All right, from Tim Tapp. He says, does push button drive newsletters, or is that through commission engine? I own both plus Simple Money Machine, and I am looking for the best synthesis of all programs.
Yeah, so there's a document that would be a great one for you, Tim. Trying to think of the best way to get it to you. I know our Jake, our head of customer success over there, that he created a document. I think he shared it in office hours recently, but he has a document that he created. If you reach out to support and ask them for this, but it tells you the best and optimum way to use all those tools together. So first up, just reach out to support, help@pushbutton.ai, and say you want the report that shows how to use them together, and they'll get it to you. Then the other thing is Pushbutton doesn't currently do newsletters. Okay, so we may support that in the future, but right at the moment, it doesn't do like weekly email newsletters. That's not part of the current functionality.
Okay, cool. Next question from Daryl. Daryl says, how is that different than Perplexity? So Deep Research uses, and this was also just released, this uses the othe reasoning model, which is supposed to be, I keep using the word PhD level, but I don't know any other way to describe it. Just a PhD level reasoning model. And the intended use case, like we mentioned earlier, it's not really for making like SEO content or launching a business. It's meant for academics, or think like a Wall Street consultant.
Well, it's meant for deep research, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't use it for launching a business and making content for your business.
And I can give just a quick comparison, right? So I think Perplexity is an AI. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's an AI tool. It's kind of like an AI search engine. So it's going to do a pretty good search and kind of give you a nice summary of what it found, but it doesn't go into the depth that Deep Research does, right? In terms of maybe the number of resources and the amount of analysis of what comes back is definitely not as extensive as Deep Research, but Perplexity does do sort of a light version of that. So you're spot on there. Now I would be expecting Perplexity to up their game in response to all these deep research tools. So I guess we'll wait to see how they respond.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Well, hey, one real quick here, Nick. So I need to ask you a question, and then we need to take a very quick commercial break.
Okay.
My question for you, it's a really important one.
All right.
What do you call a dinosaur that crashes his car?
Oh, what? What do you call it?
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I like, it's very it's doing a lot of like play on words today. Like the pouch potato. Yeah. What was the other one? Do you remember the one right after that? You have it in your chat.
Scroll back. It was a tire was the answer to one.
Yes. Yeah. And then this one.
Yeah, so we had the pouch potato, we had a tire, and we have Tyrannosaurus Rex. So, okay, well, on that note, then we're going to take a very quick commercial break. I'll leave you with the presidents and our very own head of Doge to tell you about Pushbutton AI. And we'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had Pushbutton AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using Pushbutton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This push button AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
Found the button. All right. Well, with that, we're going to continue with your questions. So questions, commentary, you can ask me anything. I know we've been talking a lot about DeepSeek and some upcoming features for push button AI. But we'll open it up to anything I can do to help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. Whether you're just getting started or you're further along in your journey and you're looking for some tips or help with traffic or ads or whatever it might be, I'm here to help you out. So many of you may not know this, but I've been doing this a long time. So I've been successfully building internet businesses for over 25 years, like way back in the day when AOL was like the big part of the internet, right? So, and over that time, I've been able to generate over $100 million in results. And now I've made it my life's mission to help entrepreneurs like you speed up your path to success. Because I recognize 25 years of doing this, going all the way back, before there were AI tools, before there was Facebook, before there was even live streaming, I was building successful online businesses. And it was not always easy. It was very hard. There were a lot of painful and expensive lessons. And now I don't want you to go through that. And that's what this show is all about. So let me know if there's anything in your journey as an entrepreneur that I can help you with. Pop those questions in the chat right now. But I also have a quick survey. So this is for everyone here. And it's a big favor I'm asking you. So please, as many of you as possible, so that's you out there, please answer the following question. Okay. And just answer it in the chat. I'm going to do a very informal, it's not an official graphic survey, but I'm going to do an informal survey. I just need your answer typed into the chat. I have 2 potential future features for push button AI that we are considering building. And I want to know which one. You can vote. I want you to vote for which one of these 2 would be your personal favorite. Number 1 would be creating books, physical books with AI, and being able to sell them and make money from them in a variety of different ways. So physical books that can also be listed on places like Audible, sold on places like Amazon. You can still make digital versions of them as well, but they're actually formatted as an official book that can be sold.
Uh-oh. Did Bill cut out again? Can you hear me, guys? Let's see. We message him. Whoops. Oh, no. Wait. Okay. There we go. That was weird.
Oh, now I'm in here multiple times. Okay, that was very weird. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the technology today because my broadcast machine just keeps getting knocked offline. So don't know why. Anyway, I think I just told everybody about number 1, right? Item number 1, which was books. Okay. So number 2 would be newsletters. So producer Nick and I talk a lot about email newsletter as a business model. And that is the other. So that is number 2. So do you vote for number 1, which is books, or number 2, which is newsletters? Which is a feature you would like to see, where you have a push button AI tool that does all the stuff for you? Definitely love to hear your vote. So give me a vote for number 1 for books, or number 2 for newsletters. And I'll be paying attention to that. And hopefully I get a clear trend, and it'll help guide us as to what might be a future feature release for push button. Okay, cool. Well, then we're going to go back to Q&A. So what other questions do we have?
Yes. Here, let me scroll back up. I was looking at the survey results because I was curious what everyone was going to say. Okay, this is from Kid Doe. Kid Doe says, different topic, but I really need a response. Is there an alternative to SoundCloud for Notebook LM? I got blocked and can't set up an account. I emailed it back in November, but have not gotten a reply.
So I know there are lots of ways to embed audio. In fact, we've recently come up with a solution we've been implementing for new customers of Push Button AI, where it's self-hosted, where we have our own player, where we upload the video audio files to our own server and play them in our own player. But if you're not in our platform, you may not have the right plugins and tools to do that. But that is an option if you have the right plugins and tools to be able to upload them to your WordPress installation and your WordPress library, and then be able to embed them and have a player. So we are doing that. Actually, we have begun doing that for many of our new customers, and that's going to probably become our standard way of doing it for our in-house customers going forward. But so there is an alternative. That would be one.
Cool. Chris wants to know, will the traffic packs use this deep research for the new blogs?
Surprisingly, they already do. That's a little secret that when we create content for you, there is already research done. It's not as extensive as what you see in deep research, because articles and blog posts are intended to be, quick. You need to get them out every single day, high volume, right? So a mini version of deep research is already done for the articles and content we create for you. So.
All right.
And the big deep research tools we're about to release, they're directly applicable to courses and lessons. So planning and mapping out your courses, doing the research to make sure that the lesson plan and the segments in the lessons are great, making sure there's no redundancy and no repetition, and then the actual planning and creation of the lessons in your courses. That's specifically where this is going to be released, in this next round of updates. Yeah.
Cool. All right. From Matthew, he says, Nick, you mentioned the Google Deep Research is $20 a month instead of $200. Is the $200 for the OpenAI version, or was that something else? Yes. Right now, here's how it works. There's the 2 deep researches. The first one was from Google. You just have to be on their $20 AI plan to use it. And then the second deep research from OpenAI came out Monday. Right now, the only way to use it is to be on the $200 plan. And here, I'm going to drop a link to the tweet, because Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, he says very soon the plus and free tiers will also be able to use deep research. So I dropped a link to the tweet.
Yeah, and based on the way he worded it, I almost anticipate before we're back next Wednesday that it'll be released to Plus. It sure sounds like it's, if not already underway, will be soon. So,
yeah. And like I mentioned earlier, because there's like this new AI space race. I think a lot of the stuff that they're charging $200 a month for right now, I think very soon people who are on the $20 or even the free plan are going to be able to see a lot of that. So,
well, and one thing too, in defense of Sam Altman a little bit here, in our initial testing and research, I'll tell you, it is incredibly expensive. Like computing resources, And to do a really good job with that deep research was really expensive. And we've had a team working on this for a long time. And when we first were doing it, it was costing us just too much money. Like, we could get to where it was, depending upon how we had it configured, it could cost $9, $10 to generate just a lesson, right? So then imagine if we generated an entire course, I'd go out of business very quickly at that pace. So that kind of gives you some insight into why Sam Altman has it at $200. And we've had to work and tweak the way we're doing it, tweak which models we're using to bring the costs down low enough to where I could even release it. So, I didn't want to release it and charge everyone a fortune for it, which is what I would have had to do at the expensive prices. So we've been working to bring our costs down. And now finally we got them down low enough, and we're going to, now start doing our internal testing. But it is expensive as far as computing resources to scrape and search the web and then pull back the results and read them and summarize them and analyze them. It's very expensive computationally to do those things. But like you said, Nick, I think that Google and OpenAI will both have them at their $20 level. Google already does. Soon both of them will. And there you go.
Yeah. And then this is from RV Andes. He says, I'm on the $20 and I have DeepSeek. Is this the same one? No. It can be a little confusing because there's 3 deep AI tools. DeepSeek is free. That's the Chinese one we talked about last week. That's the latest deck on the big ClickUp library. And then there's 2 new tools, both with the same name, Deep Research. One from Google, and then one from OpenAI that came out Monday. They basically do the same thing.
Yeah, in fact, I think next week we're going to do a comparison. Well, let's do a head-to-head. Let's put all 3 like in a bare knuckles fight, and we'll see who the winner is.
The deep trifecta. Okay.
Yeah, the cage match, the deep cage match.
Yeah. Okay, from Victor, and remember, he said he made a report with Deep Research, and he said he sold it. He has a follow-up. He says, I have an AI app, and I sold it to my customers. I have an AI app that helps people write books. I did deep research on the best routes for monetizing as a self-publisher in 2025.
Oh, wow. So you're actually already doing the book stuff that I was just talking about. And yes. Who was that? That was...
Let me scroll back up. That was Victor Varnado.
Oh, okay. So, hey, Victor, if you're interested in doing any kind of collabs or potential partnerships on that, I'd love to hear more about what you're doing. Reach out to me. If you reach out to support at help@pushbuttonai, and let them know that you are on the live show and asked to connect. And I asked to connect with you. So it's message support. They'll pass it along to me if you're interested in chatting. So,
all right. Selena. She says, and she's talking about the president's video. She says, what did you use to make this video?
Oh, so we actually did training on the channel that teaches you step by step how to make commercials like that.
We got to remake that video. That's using the dated editor. And I don't like to link to that one anymore just because our newer editors are a lot better.
Yeah, well. Then make a new one.
I'll pull it up anyway. Yeah, we got to make a new one.
Well, didn't we record recently? We did a thing about how to do AI video. That was pretty recently.
No, that's different. That's Sora. This is the HeyGen workflow.
Ah, okay, got it.
Yeah, because this is the president's one. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. So pop a link to that in the chat, and
yeah, hold on. It's an old one. I got to go way back. There we go. Found it. I'm dropping that right now. There we go.
All right.
Okay. May says, oh, sorry, I skipped one. I'll still get to you, May. But Victor says, I'm at a tipping point with my SaaS. I love your feedback.
Cool. Yeah, let's have a chat. Reach out. Again, that's help@pushbutton.ai. and just tell them that I asked you to connect with me about your AI book tool.
So May says, did you produce the push button AI president ads with AI giving prompts about the president's and Musk's personality? Great ad. Basically, yeah. We did. I had ChatGPT be very helpful with writing the script. And that's actually basically what we did when writing the script. So yes.
Yeah, I think, basically it generated the script, and then you and I added some jokes into it.
Yeah.
Made it a little slightly more funny. And then it was all using AI to generate the images and the videos that were used in making all of that. And the voices was all AI.
Yep. Yeah, we used like 3 or 4 different tools.
Yeah.
And there's votes for both in your survey. But to me, it looks like newsletters definitely went out.
Is that your bias coming through?
That is my bias. That's what I would have chosen. But we'll review the numbers together. I do think newsletters win out over books.
Okay. Yeah, thanks everybody for your votes. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I'm going to go back and take a look at your comments and your votes. And I don't know if I think I might have gotten an equal volume of votes for each, but I'll count them and see. But the feedback is really useful. Each are so wildly different, but we'll see which one we work on next.
This is from Pro Se Litigants. He says, what tool do you recommend for me to create fillable templates for people to buy?
Well, what kind of templates?
He didn't say.
Okay, so that kind of depends. That would adjust. My advice on that would be based upon what kind of templates are you talking about. Like a lot of people will do PowerPoint templates. What's
legal
that?
Templates.
Legal templates. Oh, okay. I suppose deep research sounds like that might be the go-to for something as important as legal research, legal templates. So, and I don't even want to step on the whole legality. I don't want to talk about, I can't give legal advice in any way, shape, or form. So just be smart about how you sell those and what representations you make, right? So I couldn't even begin to guide you on the legalities there for legal advice to others, but make sure you just look into that. Maybe ask deep research about it.
Cool.
All right.
We're caught up. That was the latest question.
Okay, cool. Well, I have another question. This one is incredibly important for you.
Okay.
What did the policeman say to his belly button?
What?
You're under a vest.
Oh my God. I don't know why I don't like that one.
You don't like that one? I thought that was hilarious.
A rotten tomato. So that's like a 3. I didn't like
3.
That one.
Oh, I'm wounded on that one. Boy.
Oh no.
Audience,
you should use
give us your chat votes from 0 to 10. How does that rank on the bad jokes?
I feel mean. Bo gave that one an 8.
All right. Well,
my ducky is saying about the survey. He says, recount the vote tally. Stop the steal.
That's funny. See, I think the chat agrees with me. That was pretty good.
Selena agrees with me. She says 4.
Oh, okay. I guess it's all a matter of perspective.
Oh, shoot. Matthew says 1.5.
Ouch.
I'm not feeling that harsh.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a something in the 1s before. Okay.
That would have to
all
be
right, I'll do
bad.
better. I'll do better. Yeah.
That's why we have to build the new website, the AIDadjokes.com. It'll be specialized.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're going to take one final commercial break, and then we're going to be right back with your questions. And I've got some bonus content for you, so stick around. It'll be all about ways of getting traffic. So stick around for that. And but we'll take a very quick commercial break, and we'll come back with your questions and our final little bit of bonus content. See you in just a moment.
You can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse. Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business, or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called Push Button AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. Push Button AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with Push Button AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.
All righty. And YouTube looks like it's doing its ad breaks, but I think a good amount of you are still here. And let's see, producer Nick, there you are. Oh, we switched sides.
Nice. We got a good question from David. You ready to take it up, or you want to wait for the ads to keep going?
Yeah, we can take it up. Let's go.
Okay. So David says, can AI, like OpenAI DeepSeek, just described, employ something like a bias filter to proofread? Bodhi's very opinionated about this.
He doesn't like that idea.
To proofread highly opinionated content and produce a more neutral copy, just with factual information. That's a great use case for using deep research. I think that's probably one of the use cases that OpenAI has in mind for this tool. I know one, we were using it to, because the blog post we'd make on the first draft, it would just, sometimes it just makes stuff up. So what we'd have it do, we'd give it a pass through deep research. Deep research would scour the web, look through hundreds of sources, and then replace the false content or the fabricated stuff and replace it with real stuff and link back to it so we know it's legit. So that is something it can do.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah. By the way, well, I can't promise I can take up all of your requests, but because I'm on the pro account, if you want me to test a prompt or make a report or do something on deep research for you, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Ingeniosity, subscribe, and then on the last, go scroll back to an email, reply to the email, and let me know what you want me to try out. And I can't promise I can get to all of them because I'm a pretty heavy user of this tool already, and you only get 100 queries a month. But send me what you want me to. Send me the prompt, and I'll try it out. Make sure you come up with the prompt already. Don't just tell me, like, have it make me a business. I don't really know what to do with that. Send me the prompt you want me to try out, and I'll just copy and paste it. And I'll take the conversation and email the link to you so you can see what it came up with.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice of you, Nick. So a $200 a month value for free.
Yeah, hey. Oops. Yeah. And like I said, I love this tool. I probably already used up half of my queries for the month, and it's not even 48 hours old. So I guess slots are limited if you wanna test it out. And
all right, cool.
That's it for questions so far. You had the bonus. I didn't know you had bonus content. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate something that's covered in today's video, or yesterday's video. So we have the Digital Gravity, that was the one we did last, right? That was the last video we released.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a recap of that and really emphasize.
Drop off for that.
Yeah. I want to share that link with everybody in the chat. So do you have the link to it in the playlist or that style?
No, I'll make it real quick.
Okay, cool. Yes. So we dropped a video on the channel, and it actually didn't get a lot of attention this week, but it is a video that I think maybe we need to go back and revisit our thumbnail or our title or something. We got a little bit less clicks on the video than usual. Watch time is good. So people who tuned in and watched it had some good watch time, but it didn't get enough clicks for the algorithm to pick it up and amplify it. But the content in that video, you might have missed it, and it's incredibly valuable. And there's this concept that I teach, and I've called it digital gravity over the years. And it is when you kind of build yourself essentially gravity, like you become like this force as a business, right? I don't mean you. I mean your business becomes this force that pulls people towards it, right? It attracts people to it like a magnet or like gravity does, right? So you think of like a black hole that will capture entire solar systems in and pull them in, right? So you want your business to be that. You want your business to be set up in a way where it's like a magnet or a black hole or whatever you want to call it is pulling people into your orbit. And then the gravity keeps them there, right? And they're going to be orbiting you, whether that's as a subscriber, somebody who consumes your content on a channel like this, like on YouTube, whether it's someone who follows you on Facebook, or maybe all of those places. But they're constantly orbiting you and having information and help and advice and trainings and content of various kinds. And it becomes almost inevitable that they will buy from you. You do that long enough and you provide enough value. And the cool thing is with AI tools and some of the stuff that we teach on the channel, it's easier than ever before to actually pull this off. And our training that we just released about a day ago goes into this in more detail. And in it, we talk about the whole thing as a whole, how you can apply it. We point to a couple specific video trainings on the channel that'll help you apply it. And we combine this very unique strategy of organic content, creating articles and blog posts and videos if you can, and releasing them out there, and how to do it in a way that attracts people to you. And then how, with a small ad spend, when you get this right, you don't have to spend a bunch of money. With a small ad spend, you can then put your ads to get people to buy your stuff. But you're basically only advertising to those people that are already caught in that gravity, right? They're already orbiting you. You're only going to advertise to just the people that are already consuming your organic content. And it's very cheap, but very effective at producing profit. So anyway, I lay out the whole model, the whole plan. I show you how it works, how to do it. It's all contained in the video that Nick just dropped in there. It's posted from my profile there in the comments. So I really recommend you check that out. Of course, when you're over there, if you watch it to the end, it helps the channel a lot. It pushes up our watch time. And drop me a comment over there. I would love to hear any questions, any help I can provide for you, or any commentary in there. And do me a favor, drop a comment and use the word make money online with AI. Make money online with AI. Use that in the comment. You drop on that channel, on that video, and I'm going to drop in there and be hanging out and answering your questions. So make money online with AI. I challenge you to go post a comment that contains that phrase over on that video. But yes, this concept of digital gravity is powerful. It is. Like, it's the only strategy I personally am now using on new businesses that I create. It's this and only this. A lot of the old tactics, I'm sort of not really using, especially on new businesses. So go check it out, embrace it, do it, use it. And Producer Nick, are there any last questions before we wrap it?
No.
No.
Well,
there
real
is.
quick.
Yeah.
I'll take it up. Paula says, told new version of GPT o3 Mini, supposedly as good as DeepSeek. I actually I don't know about that. I actually don't know much about o3 Mini, which is also OpenAI just had like a burst fire of releases over the past few days. o3 Mini.
Yeah,
was one
yeah.
of
Well, it's
them.
like the speed of releases and improvement we were talking about. How fast it's coming, you can hardly keep up with it. But yeah, they did release o3. It definitely is really good. I don't think it's as good as Deep Research, but it's really good. Yeah.
She says, interestingly, we used the same prompt on DeepSeek R1 and Chat o3 and got almost identical word-to-word results. Oh, that's interesting.
That is very interesting. Huh. I'll have to look into that some more. See how they compare head to head.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, I kind of want to show. I sent it to you last night. The DeepSeek started speaking Chinese to me. Let me see if I can pull up the chat and show people.
So what did it just randomly start doing that?
Yeah, I think I was asking it for like a hook or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I was asking it to search the web, and I wanted to see what it said about OpenAI's Deep Research. Here, let me share my screen. I'll show you what it started doing. Check this out. I said, can you search the web and tell me about OpenAI's Deep Research? It's thinking in Chinese, and it just gives me the results in Chinese. And I said, bro, why are you speaking Chinese? And it glitches out pretty frequently, I noticed. So I guess this is one of them. I want to see, here, let's see if it responds in English or Chinese now. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's still speaking in Chinese.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's crazy. Here, let me start a new chat. I'm just going to say, hello, DeepThink. Okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Well,
okay,
wasn't that weird?
It reverted back to English. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
In mine, it made me think like it got angry and started speaking at you, yelling at you in its native language. So
this guy.
Yeah,
did you want to push the link? I have the internal link from Daniel. If you wanted to push that before we go.
Oh, I pinned that. I went and found it before he gave it to us, and I pinned it. It's pinned in the chat. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, we do have a masterclass where you can join us for a webinar where I walk through exactly the whole business model of what I recommend for releasing a brand new business if you're a new entrepreneur. And then I unveil how push button AI can make it push button simple. So you can register for that. I pinned that in the chat comment, so you'll see that pinned at the top. And then so if that wraps up chat, then Nick, I do have a very important question. We need to end off with you. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
I need to make up for that score of a 1. I got to redeem myself.
Okay, let's hear it.
Where do sheep go on vacation?
Where?
The Bahamas.
I predicted it in real time. I was like, what's he going to say? Even though I could predict it, I feel like that's a redeemer. I liked it.
You liked it? Okay. Well, I had to do sheep sounds to try to make that work.
Yeah.
So
I'll say an even 7.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, on that note, thanks for your help today, Nick, and everybody who tuned in for the show. Love to have you here. I hope that our show today gave you some value, and I hope to see you next week. Bye for now.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had push-button AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using push-button AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This push-button AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
25 years of building online businesses, I've discovered that it can be a confusing and overwhelming process. Luckily, I made it through all of that, and I've generated over $100 million in results across all of my companies over the years. But for many entrepreneurs, like you maybe, you might be facing uncertainty, overwhelm, confusion about what to do next to make profit online. Whether you're starting your first business or you might be trying to grow your existing business. And if you would like to get certainty, clarity, and your own roadmap to success, then I'm offering a special one-on-one consultation. This is a one-on-one success session. It is absolutely free. And the reason I'm offering this is because I've found that if you help people understand their roadmap and their path forward, that they'll do business with you when it makes sense. So by showing you and helping you get that clarity, get that certainty, and having your own roadmap to achieve success through online entrepreneurship, I know that if it's a right fit, that you'll do business with me in the future. So I'm willing to offer this totally free to join a member of my team and learn for yourself. And don't worry, there is no high pressure sales tactics here. This is just help to help you succeed. So instead of the high pressure sales, we're going to jump on with you one-on-one. We'll have an interview session to learn a little bit more about you and put together a specific program. We'll do a follow-up call and you'll be able to join one of my experts, and they're going to help you achieve the clarity that you desire so that you know what to do so you can make the maximum amount of profits fast for your unique situation. In this session, you're going to uncover exactly what business and marketing strategies are going to unlock the profits that you're looking for. You're going to uncover the best lead generation strategies for existing business owners. So if you've got a business that you want to expand, we're going to cover how to do that. If you're a new business owner, we're going to cover how to start your first successful business. We're going to help you deal with any overwhelm, confusion, or uncertainty on what to do next, which I find for new entrepreneurs is vital. Then we're going to help you figure out what might have gone wrong in the past, because chances are you've probably tried a few things and you might be frustrated with what happened. So we're going to cover what went wrong from past marketing efforts so that you don't make those mistakes again. Then you're going to discover unique methods of affiliate marketing that are not possible anywhere else. Finally, we're going to uncover any issues you might be having with mindset and the way you're approaching and thinking about your business so that you can learn what is the optimum way to get productivity, to stay motivated, to not go into procrastination, and actually get things done in your business. And then, if our push-button business building tools are the right solution for you, we will do a personalized live demo for you, and we'll show you how our tools can help you. And if it's a good fit, awesome, we can do some business together. And if not, you come away from the session with some value, knowing exactly what you need to do next. And that helps me achieve my mission in life, which is to help as many entrepreneurs like you as possible. Claim your absolutely free success session by going to the link that you see on the screen below and find exactly how we can help you And whether or not you choose to do business with me now or sometime in the future, or maybe we don't do business at all, I am happy to be able to help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. I look forward to hearing all about your session. We'll see you next time.
You know you can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse? Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called Push Button AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. Push Button AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with Push Button AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.